Hi,
Hello. Hi. How's it
how you
going?
doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for willing to do this, Francisca.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you, sort of.
Yeah. Same thing happens to my good friends Jennifer Sunbell and Courtney Len, who
I
I
love them.
they're
Yeah.
part of they're my who I interviewed them like for Courtney was weeks ago, for Jennifer is in March, and they've been
Oh,
my biggest supporters of my social media for almost a few months, you know.
oh
Plus,
my
I did the
gosh.
videos for them that they've come to support me so well.
Oh, amazing. I love them. They're
And
they're wonderful
they
people.
even they even requested me to interview you and
Ah,
so that you, like all the others, can be able to understand about my true intentions and getting to know you well as a true person.
oh, amazing. Well, I'll have to thank them, and I'm so glad that they did. So glad to finally meet you
And
and talk
as
with you.
do I, Francisca. But to tell you this, I've been getting to know a lot about you because of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny, and
Ah.
and because and the truth about it is that I've got to know about that show because of my very good friend of mine, who we talk to each other, Chris J. Alex, the one who's involved in it, because
Ah.
he even recommended me to watch it, and and so I took his advice and just began watching it.
Oh, fun. I'm
And
so glad.
but but to put it simply, since that show, I began to know more about you and your voices, and you did very well playing a lot of characters, you know. Well, that's because of the IMDb showing that you did more than just four. You did a lot of them right there. And that
Yeah, thank you.
it's always what I do, just being out there for everybody.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
But anyway, I have many questions I've been wanting to ask you.
Yeah.
Tell me, how is it like being a voice actor in many animated shows?
It's super fun. What I love about voiceover in particular, because I started in theater first and then on camera and then got into voiceover a little bit before the pandemic, but it really didn't take off until during the pandemic. Um, but voiceover is great because you can play so many different things. Like you can I can play like a little boy. Or I can play like a creature or a zombie, or you're not like stuck with just one type or anything like that, like you can be in theater and film. And especially animation and video games are super fun because there are so many characters that that are great. And I love playing, like you were talking about Gundam Seed Destiny. Like I loved playing Stella because, she's this fierce but also vulnerable young girl who's been thrown into these circumstances, and fighting in a Gundam was like a dream come true to me. So like things like that, you can just go into one day and one session and play one thing and then go into another session and play something completely different. And it's really liberating. Yeah.
I, s- I see. So that's what makes you good at this, which leads me to the most important question. How did you get into voice acting? And what is it that got you right there? For what purpose?
I got into voice acting. So I was always a fan of like animes when I was younger, like Toonami. I used to watch Toonami when I was a kid. It was like my after school show. So I didn't realize then that you could do voice acting, but I was kind of in the back of my head, like I was always a fan of those things. And then when I was in college, a friend of mine introduced me to a wonderful voice actress, and dear friend now named Erica Schroeder. She played Mai Valentine. She plays Eevee on Pokemon, and like Emma Frost, and she's in World of Warcraft. And um, she was taking on some private students. I don't know if she does that anymore, but at the time, my friend was studying with her, and she had done a demo with Erica. I heard it, and I was like, I have always been interested in this. I would like to pursue this. So I reached out to her and she was kind enough to introduce me to Erica. Erica took me on as a student. We became really close friends, and Erica introduced me to all these studios. Um, and yeah, that's kind of how it all started. And then during the pandemic, when everything shut down, voiceover was one of the few mediums that was still working during the time in the entertainment industry because we could all do it from home. And I had a home studio. And that's when, because of that, which I think remote recording is great, because of that, it opened a lot of doors for me in the animation and video game world. And I was able to enter into it more full time as a voice actor as well. So yeah, it was great. It's all really though thanks to Erica Schroeder and my friend Nicole Wood.
I see. So that's how you got into voice acting. It was all because of you watching a lot of anime back then, and
Yep.
because of the famous actress Erika Schunder, who actually mentioned one of my Instagram stories once.
Oh, Erica
Um,
Schroeder. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Erika Schunder, yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's great. She's such
and
a great person.
and what you were saying right now, watching Toonami stuff back then, I actually used to I actually used to seen it a lot. But the
Oh
truth
yeah.
is, I never knew about anime back then, but until the show One Punch Man appeared before me,
Uh-huh.
because because of that show, I'm beginning to understand about what anime is and about who the voice actors are, and that's
Yeah.
where I discovered you, Francisca, and
Ah,
then
thank you.
and that's where here's the real truth. I had a desire of becoming a voice actor myself, which I already am. The
Oh,
only
amazing.
goal is to get myself out there just by doing more of these stuff. If I keep up with that, I can be able to finally get myself an audition for an anime or something as a way for me to finally not only to just not only to see myself on TV, but to connect with all the other voice actors that I look up to
Yeah.
as if they're my family or friends or something. And it's
Yeah.
something I told to Jennifer and Courtney, and they were touched to by my words.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
definitely. I
something I
mean,
wanted to tell you.
the voiceover community is so welcoming and so loving, and we all kind of like look out for each other. And yeah, hopefully you'll get in there soon, and you're already doing it, but you'll get to that next step where you're in that anime and can see yourself on the screen, and it'll be great.
Oh, trust me, that is something I'm willing to do, which is why I got myself my first ever audition, which I can't tell unless I announce it when the time comes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Of good.
Lovely
I was
NDAs.
hoping for you to say that. But anyway, about the questions about the characters, but what was your first ever character you played as way before you got into many others?
My very first voiceover job was this movie called Richard the Stork, which I think a second one just came out actually. Um, but I was called in to voice match a little boy. So the little boy was cast as the lead role, but he was having trouble doing the reacts. So like things like the laughter or the like screaming or things like that. So I was called in to listen to his voice and match his voice and tone and all that and provide all of the reacts and the efforts. So like the fighting and the like that kind of stuff. Um yeah, that was my very first voiceover role. It was super fun.
I see. So that was your first ever role you get to play as. I just wanted to make sure, so just in case if I ever do a voice showcase of you, I just need to chronologically get everything sorted out. Just like I've done it for many others for almost 3 years on my YouTube channel, Seba's Voiceover World.
Ah yeah.
I've done it for Keith David, through Billy Kometz, through Lance Riddick,
Uh
for everybody.
that's
That's why it's
amazing.
called evolution. As I told this
Mhm.
to a very good friend of mine, Kevin T. Collins, which he
Mhm.
actually loved the idea of how I've been doing this for 3 years. So,
Yeah, evolution is a great term for that. Just to see. the growth and stuff and what you've come from. That's amazing. Yeah.
Exactly the point.
Yeah.
Thank you, Francisca. Thank you. I was hoping for you to say that. But in the show Regal Academy, what was your favorite part about playing the Little Mermaid?
It was super fun because I played The Little Mermaid, which first of all, I mean, Regal Academy is like a reimagining of fairy tales and all that for those who don't know. And so playing The Little Mermaid was fun, but I also got to play the villain of that episode, which like the Ursula character, if you will. Um, because she had similarly to the Disney film, like had stolen the Little Mermaid's voice and was using it and stuff like that. So it was really fun to play the villain as well because that was my first villain role. And I just loved she was like this regal queen and like, was like an evil witch. It was super fun. Yeah, that was the best part of it. Yeah.
I see. So that's what you like about being in that show. Because to tell you this, Regal Academy has is a very good show actually for kids back then. That
Yeah.
was before it just for unknown reason just really went off air and stuff. And
Yeah.
you being part of it was just very nice actually. But what you telling so far, you playing two characters is like you are talking to yourself. Sort of
Yeah.
reminded me of about how Colleen O'Shaughnessy was able to do it in Fire Emblem when she is facing herself.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
it's
so
so
cool. It's so fun.
ironic.
Yeah.
So, and that's something I'm beginning to notice. But anyway, how does it feel about playing Amori Sanachi in Kakaki Shoujo?
Oh my gosh. That was during the pandemic, and that was super fun because I think it was the first time I had worked with that studio. They were in Texas. Um, and that was all remote recording, which was great. It was a small role, but it was super fun to just be a part of it. She was like always kind of like fangirly and just very excited. And also, if I recall correctly, sorry, it's been like a little bit since I've seen that show, but we were doing like a Shakespeare thing with within that show, and Shakespeare is actually my background. I was trained in Shakespeare. I went to school and studied a lot of classical theater like Shakespeare. So it was fun to like tie that in as well. She was like, I think she, if I remember, she was very bad at it, but it was fun to be bad at doing Shakespeare and tie those things together.
Interesting. That's what you like about playing that character right there. Because
Mhm.
all I know is that, like you said earlier, that the studio that you worked in, from what I could tell, if I'm not mistaken, is Crunchyroll, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And whoever brought you in, well,
Yeah,
did
I
a
think
very good
the
job.
director was Michelle Rojas. Um,
Oh, Michelle. I actually
yeah.
saw her in person,
Oh,
but never got to meet her. I met with the others that she was able to cast, like
mm,
Alexis Tempton, for example, who's a
yeah.
very good, cool person actually. And
Yeah, yeah.
and
She's been doing a lot.
and you being part of it was a very unique role. Honestly, you deserve to be in more shows besides that,
Thank
since
you.
is you being part of Crunchyroll shows is something that needs to work for you. Just like I was able to help out with everybody else getting more opportunities and stuff. So yeah, that's all I have to
Fingers
say about
crossed.
it.
Thank you.
But anyway, how is it like being part of Kingdom as Koryu Kai?
Uh, I love Kingdom. So it was not only was I cast as Kyokai or Qianglei in Chinese, but I was also one of the directors on it. Um, so it was me and another great actor and director, my dubbing directing team partner, David Chen. But we were brought on by NYAV Post, who is a great studio who I love working with. And we were directing them. So we directed all of season 3 for the English dub for Crunchyroll. And that was also during the pandemic, and that was just like it was my first ever real directing role position. So to be able to act in it and also direct was like a dream come true. And also it has a special place for me because it Kingdom takes place in China. It's about this Chinese war it's based on it's like historical fiction. It's based on real people and a real war and real history. So I am half Chinese, half Spanish, and so it was really great to kind of just be a part of a show that embraced so much of our culture as a Chinese actor. And it was really important for us to adhere to that. So the whole cast, majority of the cast, like 90%, are Chinese or Asian actors who have that kind of history as well. And it was great working with all of them. And it's kind of like DBZ-esque in that there's constant fighting. It's like all about the wars and there's like um political strategies and stuff like that that goes on underneath, but there's a lot of fighting and stuff like that. And it was the first time that I had worked on a show that was like 90% like battle cries. So we were always like apologizing to our actors, being like, I'm so sorry you have to scream so much, but we need to get this. And I think our actors were screaming like I would say 90% of the time. Um, but playing Kyokai and Xianglei was also just uh really amazing because I don't know, I just really connected with her. She's like this quiet but strategist and very powerful and was going through this journey of like vengeance and dealing with her past and stuff. And it was such a rewarding show and I'm so grateful to have been part of it in so many ways. Yeah.
I see. So that's what you like about being that character right there. But you mentioned David Chen. I actually interviewed him 3 years ago.
Oh, really? Oh, I
It's
love
all
David.
he's part of my YouTube ch channel of my
Yeah.
interviews. If you search up my YouTube channel, Seba's Voiceover World, you're gonna see it right there.
Okay, I'll have to
Yes.
look at it. Yeah, he's
Oh,
great.
because I subscribe to you in your channel anyway, so
Oh, yes.
that's why I wanted you to check out mine to
Yes,
make
I
you
will.
see everything.
I'm honestly so bad
But
about keeping up with YouTube stuff, but
yes, but you being part of that show of NYA Vape Post Up was a very unique way, especially when you're
yeah.
going all out as the character, being all, "What the hell do you want from me? Do you even know what you think you're doing? You have no idea what I am going through." So
Yeah.
yeah, that's something I'm beginning to notice right there.
Thank you.
It's always what I do. Because hey, I'm very good at doing a lot of characters,
Yeah,
in a
yeah, you have
way
a
like
great
that.
tenor. Yeah, yeah.
That's what others say about me, so yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, how is it like about playing Yamato Atsumi in Taisho Otomi Fairy Tale?
Oh, he was really cute. That was another Crunchyroll thing, and it was I think Michelle Rojas again brought me onto that, so thank you, Michelle. But he was like this cute little boy. I love playing boy characters. I think they're just super fun. It's like one of my favorite things to do. I also love doing like vocally stressful stuff, like screaming and things like that. But so yeah, I just love playing little boy characters. He was just super cute and super fun and adorable. It was a fun show and it was a sweet show. Um, I really I watched a little bit of it after we were finished recording just to see it all come together and I really enjoyed the plot and they did a great job with the dub too. So but yeah, I just love little boy characters. It was great.
Interesting. So that's all you like about playing that character. Because all I know is that Michelle again was able to do a good job bringing you into another Crunchyroll
Thank you,
show.
Michelle.
And
Yeah.
for the looks of things so far, you sounded like a magnificent boy right there. You
Thank
know who
you.
else told me the same thing who likes to play boys?
Was it?
My good friend, Courtney Len.
Yeah.
Because
I figured.
she told me that the reasoning why she likes to play that is because of that show that she was in called Mashiel, Magic and Muscles, when she does
Ah,
the character Nori Shan. and she told me that she was very good at playing boy characters. And from
Yeah.
what you saying that to me reminds me of how she said it.
Yeah.
And I
They're
was
just
right
super
to
fun.
ask you that.
Yeah. They're it's always so much fun when you get to play a little boy character. Because they're just like a little different than playing a girl, and it's just like you go so many ways, and yeah, it's super fun. I
Yeah,
figured
that
it
is
was
how
Courtney who said that.
yeah, that is how everything turns out that way. So that's something everyone knows about.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about it. But anyway, what's so awesome about playing Kara in Concluse 2?
Aha, Concluse too. Um, that's a fun, it's a horror video game. And there's like a lot of different I'm not gonna spoil it, you're just gonna have to play. But there's a lot of like different circumstances that go on in that. But that you can like go through, and it's a like kind of finding the mystery behind where you are as a player and what's going on and stuff. But Kara, um, she was really great. She was like I said before, I really love doing kind of vocally stressful things. Um, like all the screaming and I always say my favorite effort to do is like doing Death by Fire because it's just like super fun for me. So I got to do a lot of like efforts like that. Um, and yeah, it was a great story, and she's like a strong female character, and um it was just very interesting, and yeah, I just love I love I loved collaborating. It's an indie game, but I loved collaborating with the creator on that.
Interesting. So that's what you like about playing that character. Because
Yeah.
all I know is that that game Concluse was very good at trying to bring a lot of great people in there. And you
Yeah.
being part of it was a very unique choice in a way. Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to work very hard to just find out where are you at so that I can be able to just get you on my site.
I will definitely be on your site.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's something I had so much trouble with that. But yeah, that's something I want to know. But anyway, what's the most awesome thing when playing Ardea in Watcher of Realms?
Oh my God. That came out recently. So but I not recently. I think like during the beginning of this year. I loved Ardea because I think she's such a it's a mobile game, and it's like you select your characters that you want for your party, and you go off and deal with all these things. And Ardea is like this tough, like if you look her up, she's kind of like this barbarian-esque, like strong, like really tough female character, and like she like her thing is she has like spinning blades, and that like she throws fire with like she lights on fire and throws fire. So it was just like um it was just so much. Kyle Herbert was also our director, and he was great. Um it was I don't know. I just love playing her. Uh she it was my yeah, I love being the like tough kind of barbarian characters, and she was just it's one of those things where she's just like you just don't want to mess with her. She's so badass that it's just super fun to play her. She's so cool. Yeah.
I see. So that's what you like about playing that character.
Yeah.
So, 'cause
There's so much.
all I know is that you were bringing a lot of heat to that character, especially when you
I think
got
that's
to
one of her lines. Like, bring
and
the heat, like it's
and
just yeah.
And you were, and you, when selecting that character, you get to battle against Bill Butts through DC Douglas and
Yeah.
others. And you
Yeah.
mentioned something about Kyle Abear bringing you in, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
truth about it is, I've interviewed him 1 year ago in my YouTube for my YouTube channel. He's a
Oh
very
my
awesome
gosh.
guy, actually,
He's
and
amazing.
he became my follower on my Twitter, Sebas Brannon, and
Ah.
he's been supporting a lot of my videos over the years, the videos I did for him and everybody else.
Yeah.
And right now,
He's
I'm
amazing.
doing
I'm
one,
grateful.
I'm doing one for him, and not just for him. but for you too, which is why my question to you will be this, but what was the biggest thing when playing Stella Lauser and Jamie Thompson in Mobile Suit Gundam Seed
Uh,
Destiny and Freedom?
oh my God, Stella is just
I like to see your Stella voice, if you please, because I wanted to hear it
she does
clearly.
so much screaming. She's mostly scream, but I think she's like screams a lot and she goes like Shin. Like I don't remember her lines. Um
You will
uh
protect me?
yeah, you'll I won't die. You'll protect me. And then she'll go into like, I don't, I'm gonna turn this game down. I don't want to die, and she'll like scream and do all this stuff. And like doing a lot of scream. I love playing Stella. So first of all, Stella was my first anime role. Um, and she was also my first real like supporting character dubbing role. So she will always have a special place in my heart. And like I was a huge fan of Gundam, like on Toonami and all that. And I saw parts of the original Gundam Seed Destiny. So to be a part of the remaster of Gundam Seed Destiny was like a literal dream come true. I've also like being able to pilot a Gundam was like the best thing ever because Stella has this really cool Gundam where it's not only like the regular Gundam, but it also transforms into a wolf and stuff. Um, and yeah, she's great because, for those who don't know, Gundam Seed Destiny, she is a soldier on the opposing side. She's been indoctrinated as like this ultimate weapon kind of soldier. So like that's meant for just basically killing people and stuff. But she's also like on the other side, just this innocent girl who doesn't really um who who doesn't really know her circumstances and she's afraid of dying and being a part of losing people and being lonely and stuff like that. And so she has this tender side, but then she also has this extreme soldier side and this extreme intense like assassin like focus. And so it was like it was just such a dream to be a part of that world and to work with so many amazing people. And that was the first time I had worked with NYAV Post. Um, and again, my first anime, and I will forever be grateful to Carrie, Karen, and Stephanie and Michael, Sinter Nicholas and Stephanie Shea and Clark Chen who were a part of that. That was that was such a I remember getting the your cast email and I was on the street and I started crying because I was so happy and so excited to book that role. Um and again they were so patient with me because it was my first dubbing role ever. So dubbing is like there's a technique behind it, it's people say it's equivalent to like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time and then while you're doing that you want to act. So it was great. She will always have a special place for me.
I see. So that's how you like about playing that character.
Yeah.
Because all I know is that I've been getting to know about that show because of what I told you earlier. And the truth about this, right now, Gundam Seed Destiny and Freedom are both on Netflix right now.
Yes.
Anyone? But before I ask you the last question, I wanted to do this voice acting with you like this. As you as Stella and myself as a character. Like,
Okay.
I'll do it like this. I'll handle this, Stella. Just wait here. I'll be back for you. I promise you will be protected with all of my heart.
Wait, don't leave me. I
Don't
don't want to
worry.
be alone.
Do not worry. You will never be alone. For as long as I am alive, you will never be alone. That is how I do things. And when I promise you things, I will never break it. And I will come back, and you won't be alone. Do you trust me?
I trust you.
Very good. You are a beautiful girl, and I will be there for you always. That is my mission for you.
Super fun.
Yes, indeed. Now that that's done, I shall ask you the last question, but what was it like about playing the voice of Rahu in The Path of Nowhere?
Oh my gosh. Rahu, I
Path
absolutely adore. Um, she's very kind of stoic and she's an assassin and but very loyal. Um, and yeah, she was uh one of the first roles I got out here in LA because I recently moved. Um, but there's just so much depth to her, but she's very subtle. And it was kind of the first time that I could really play kind of my own voice. I mean, there's so many, I think people, women especially with lower voices, tend to wonder uh where they kind of fit in this world of voiceover because especially for anime and video games, you tend to hear the higher pitched kind of voices. So it was great to kind of play my own voice and just be able to deal with this amazingly complex and again badass woman character. Um, and she has like so many. She's very quiet, kind of like yeah, because of her assassin roles and what's gone on in her past. Um, and it was just great giving life to a character that was a little more like masculine, um, but stoic and so cool. Yeah.
I see. So that's what you like about playing that character. Because all I know is that you did very well making yourself look like a very cool character right there. And
Thank
Voice
you.
Tracks West, on the other hand, did a very good job bringing you in. Whoever
Thank
brought
you.
you in did fantastic, making you look like a cool character when it
Yeah.
comes to showing who you truly are and what you're meant to do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's so cool. Um, I love playing badass ladies because those are the ones, I think are most appealing to me. And so I'm really grateful for her. And she is like her design is so cool. I only saw it after we had recorded and I was like, "Oh my God, that's what she looks like? That's amazing." You know? Oh yeah.
Indeed. You know, well, Francisca, it's such an honor to finally have you on my thing and that I can finally hear your voice so clearly.
Thank you.
My
Thank you for
pleasure.
everything. Thank you for having me. It was so
Of
great finally
course.
meeting you in semi-person.
Of course. You know, Francisca, I'm glad I told you everything and that hopefully when you do follow me on those social medias, I'll be looking forward to working with you when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. I just followed you, so you should have
Through
received
Instagram
it.
and Twitter. Because Twitter, you'll soon see it when I post it right there. But
Perfect.
the Twitter one, I'd like you to see for yourself.
Okay, I'll take a look after this, but I did follow you.
Oh, good. I was hoping for you to say that. And thank you very much, Francisca.
Thank
And
you.
I hope we see each other through Instagram and Twitter. And I just hope you do great things and deserve appreciation from everybody and
Thank you
be
so
more
much.
and And I hope you get to be in more anime and stuff when the time comes. I'll even join you also to be my director and stuff.
Yeah, anytime. Come on in. Hopefully we'll work together on a couple of shows. It'll be super fun.
Yes, it will be. And I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be seeing you, Francisca.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.